the film that was announced literally out of nowhere, Moana 2, has just... We've seen its first little teaser for it. It's made by Disney, of course, and it's releasing on 27th of November. Auliʻi Cravalho and Dwayne Johnson returns as Moana and Maui. And the film is based on... I'll just read out the plot synopsis from Wikipedia. It's always trusty. Is after receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors, Moana must journey to the far seas of Oceania and into dangerous, long-lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced. So, James, what are your thoughts on this trailer?
So does that mean Moana's coming our way to Australia and New Zealand, like around that area? Oceania would imply that, correct?
Possibly. It depends if she's sailing this way or that way. Well, it depends where her thing is. If it's like...
Where is she coming from?
I don't know.
Isn't it Hawaii? I don't know. Anyway, back to my trailer thoughts, eh? This trailer didn't move my opinion or anticipation, whatever we want to call it, in any direction whatsoever. I've always been a little bit cautious of this movie, and that is because of like two things for me at least. Is Disney. I don't think they're ultra reliable anymore. I think they've really kind of destroyed their reputation and the reputation for their major franchises, Star Wars, MCU, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, despite the encouraging comments as of late coming out of Disney, whether it's through Bob Iger or like other executives, I still don't think those changes and their realizations that, you know, quality over quantity is going to be hitting us anytime soon. I think if they are to follow through on those kind of sentences, then yeah, that will be actioned around like 2026 time when they start actually, you know, focusing on quality and getting rid of all these projects that we don't need. And I think this was part of the quantity over quality philosophy that they had for, I guess, their COVID era, we'll call it, eh? So yeah, the Moana TV show was announced in 2020, and that's kind of when, that's when like Disney really went downhill, you know. So this was announced as a TV show, and then in February this year they were like, no, we're gonna rework it into a movie. I think that's a pause for concern, not because of anyone involved in particular, but can you think of an example where they've changed it like kind of like the last second to a TV to a movie and it's worked? I can't really recall any kind of examples close to that, but I think it justifies you being a little bit cautious about it. And that's coming from someone who actually liked the first Moana. I love the first Moana. It's just a ton of fun. It's wholesome. It had great animation, particularly for its time. But for this trailer, it's kind of what I expected. And we get a good glimpse of like with the animation. It seems to be right up there in terms of industry standard of animation quality. I'm going to be disappointed that Lin-Manuel Miranda is not returning as the songwriter for this one, despite my personal thoughts about him. He is a master at what he does. I can respect that, and it'll be interesting to see if they can handle it without him here. But I'm not excited for it, but I'm not excited for it either, if that makes sense. I'm not sure about you, but where do you fit in with Moana 2 and like your anticipation for it?
I don't really care that much, you know. I mean, I thought the first film was great, but this one, I think it's the announcement of the live action one that's really turned me sour.
Yeah,
on
I
Moana.
can tell. Yeah.
I think I was just really, really pissed off against that, and now I just have a grudge against anything off this franchise. So I don't really care that much. I mean, I'll still go see it. I might enjoy it. Who knows? But I don't really care. I mean, if it was, I mean, it looks great. You know, just the animation style, considering it's going to release in like 5 months' time. It looks fantastic. It looks like they've been working on it for a year and a half. Well, they probably might have, but considering it was just announced this year, that it's going to look really, really good. So I think that's not so much of a worry for me. It's just in regards to how it's all done and the dialogue at the end of the day, because that last bit in the trailer with The Rock was a bit hard to watch, you know, and listen to. It was just like, oh, if he's just going to be throwing out these cheesy one-liners, then I have I was right to hate on this franchise.
I knew you'd make a comment about it as soon as the trailer was doing so well until it got to that point. I'm like, you're doing so well, yeah. But
Bacon and eggs. Should have put the
Bacon
pig
and
glass.
eggs.
Oh, fucking hell. Goddamn
yeah,
right.
I know. He probably showed up late to voice those lines as well, which is the funny part.
Probably did.
Yeah, like when the Maui's talking, just try and listen for like a dribble or droplets, and that's him peeing into a bottle while he's talking and acting. You can't waste any time, nothing at all. But we're gonna have to see how it goes. I'm very interested in terms of its box office potential, dude. That's the biggest thing for me because we're gonna get into the box office like later on, but it's been disastrous so far for 2024, and hitting $1 billion. Who knows what movies are doing it? I don't think there's any, guaranteed one. Obviously, Deadpool 2 has, or Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, probably has the best shot at it. And you got stuff like Despicable Me 4, Inside Out 2 that have a chance. I think Moana might have a chance. Now, the first one didn't do too well. It did fine. I think it was like between 600 and 700 million. But I was looking at some stats. The first Moana was the most streamed movie of last year.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. It just was. And so I think there is I'm not going to say a legacy. We're not there yet. But it has this ongoing popularity that could really, benefit this movie. And it could actually go all the way up to $1 billion. It's releasing at the end of the year. That's the perfect time to allow those really long legs to go through. And its only competition really is that Mufasa movie. So I think
Isn't it releasing same time as Wicked as well?
I think so, yeah. I don't know too much about Wicked, actually. I'm not fully caught up on that in terms of, I guess how it's going to be tracking. But I think Moana 2 could actually be a good thing for 2024, at least in movies and the movie business. So fingers crossed it does well there. And hopefully it's good as well.
Yeah. I will go to the negative side and hopefully it doesn't do good. And hopefully
don't
it's
be that
bad.
guy. Don't be that guy.
I will be that guy, so they learn a lesson for this live action one, and then they cancel it and do something proper. Someone's got to speak up. And we'll move on now based on that.